Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome into the Infinity Broadcasting of V8 Veterans channels for the Racekraft Simulations V8 Vets Split 2 action of fabulous Season 25 for Round 4 this evening as we come out to Portugal for Autodromo Internacional de Algarve. Hamish Munro here with you, joined once again by Brett Fisher alongside. Brett, we come into tonight where we've had 3 different race winners across the first 3 rounds of the season. Feels like deja vu from Season 24.
I like it already.
We come into tonight where the consistency has been key at the start of this season for drivers. And right now, race wins have actually not been the major factor for drivers, at least, getting into prominent positions within the championship. Last week out at Watkins Glen, it was an all-time race for us, a chase down to a race win that then ended in tears and in flames for Alex Kiddis, and it led to Tim Mulford taking his very first win in the series. in Split 2 ever since he made his debut at the start of the Gen 3 era. We come into tonight to Algarve, one of my favourite circuits in the entire world, to go racing once again, and it's exciting to have it back on the calendar because the last time we were here, Brett, it was fireworks.
I'm sure there's going to be fireworks tonight, although I unfortunately didn't get to see the race because I was away for this one, so all what I see tonight will be completely unknown, so I'm pumped for tonight. I hope it's going to be a cracker.
I hope so too. Many apologies as well, we didn't have the B-roll pre-set up. I had a nap pre-broadcast and I'm all over the place at this point, so give us about 2 hours and I should be right. We'll probably be at the checker flag by then though, but who knows. But we come into tonight's race with Matt Scholes leading the way on 520 points, Craig Friend in P2 and Brenton O'Brien in the top 3 of the championship. Alex Kiddis, the man who's had the most poles this season, yet to take a race win, has been the Mr. Consistent. He's P4 at the moment. Simon Heddersheet inside the top 5. Trent Allen, one of our race winners, in P6. Darren Crosby, Dave Arney, Tim Mulford, another one of our race winners as well. Damon Fisher inside of the top 10. This is not including a drop round. Next week, after tonight's race, we will be including a rolling drop round going forward. And then by the end of round 7, we will also be including a rolling drop round as well to have 2 towards the end of the season. Of course, by the end of round 9, we'll have our official drop rounds, Brett, and we'll know where everyone officially sits, but those points with the rolling drop rounds will be unofficial for that point of the season. But Scholes, the man who we may have slightly overlooked, has been the man in form this season, and he's been the man to watch.
Certainly has. And we'll see what happens tonight too. As I said before, I'm pumped. I can't wait to see what the outcome of tonight will be. It'll be sensational. And I think having a look at those, there's some close points at the top of this ladder at the moment. Oh, yeah. So it's going to be a tight run in this championship. Round 4. Well, you
look at it, Brett. The top 10 are separated by a little under 80 points at the moment. The top 15 are separated by a little over 100 points. But that's still relatively close because of the points differential and the fact that some drivers have already missed a round this season as well. When we include drop rounds, or a drop round, it gets a lot closer. Yeah. Especially after one drop round. The top 2 are separated by only 4 points. So it's very, very tight at the moment. But we will not be looking at drop rounds until after this race and until next week's broadcast, when we have the points for this week's race as well. Let's have a quick look at this beautiful circuit here in Portugal. We're just near the coastline, not too far away from, of course, the Spanish border. Down in the Portimão region of Portugal, pretty far south from the capital in Lisbon. As we traverse our way on through, it's a beautiful part of the world. I hope to go here one day, Brett. It looks absolutely gorgeous in every single piece that I've ever seen. And within the mountains of Portugal, we find Autodromo Internacional e Algarve. Opened back in 2008, it's 4.6 Ks, 2.8 miles in the old language, 15 turns in the clockwise direction. We started out on the main straight before heading down to turn 1 at Primeira. Downhill run into this corner, slightly hard braking zone. It's a medium speed corner, Brett. It can be quite dangerous later in the race with drivers' engines being put under pressure through here. But it's also a corner that you've got to try and think 2 corners ahead, because your major overtaking zone is in 2 corners' time. After turn 2, up towards Lagos at turn 3, where it's a tightening corner. You'll often see drivers running wide and then taking a late apex. Often drivers will try and dive down the inside, but they can't quite carry the speed in and make the corner on the inside. So it's a bit of a I don't want to say disheartening, but it almost puts drivers off a little bit when they try to go for the overtake through here.
And I think one of the big things with this track is the elevation changes. They really throw a second deck of cards into the mix.
It's almost like a second joker, isn't it? You pull that first joker, and then you pull the second, and it's the elevation changes. And it really doesn't do justice, the elevation changes, this track map. It is a roller coaster ride around here. As you come out of 3, though, it's an uphill run towards turn 4, which continues uphill as you come around. This section, though, this middle straight, was a section of chaos last time we were here. You'll remember Jim Caperonis having a crash through this section, and Todd Duggan being an unfortunate bystander driving through and hitting him and actually going airborne as they came down towards Tor VIP down at turn 5. It is a chaotic part of the track, very easy to lose the rear end. and it's one that drivers need to be cautious of. As we come down to 5, it's similar to turn 3, but because it's a longer run, you can get yourself set up on the inside prior to the braking zone. A really, really good spot for overtakes, probably the best of the whole circuit. Drivers, though, can often run wide. They'll remain side by side and they can interlock and make contact on exit. Then the fast run through turn 6 and then turn 7 and up towards the braking zone at Samsung at turn 8. Another good passing zone, but one in which you're trying to sort of maximize your run out of the corner, because as you come through this roller coaster and get up to the crest and come around the corner, it's straight back downhill again through Craig Jones at turn 9, and then you're straight back up the hill up towards Portimao at turn 10 and 11. Drivers can run wide through here, drivers can lose the rear end. There's a lot of load being put on the car through the top of this hill. Then you run it down the hill through turn 12 and up towards the dangerous turn 13, where drivers will try and go side by side and they'll often make contact as well. This and turn 5, very similar in the terms of you can make contact through the corner. Then you come up through Sagres, through turn 14 and through Galp at turn 15, and it ends out the lap. It's a quick lap. It's a lap in which it challenges drivers. As you said, Brett, you can't see the elevation changes on this track map, and that is a major part of it. The shape of the track is one thing, the elevation changes is another. They're two major factors of this race course, and it's one that really puts a lot of challenges around the race course as well. The third factor is the debris. The amount of gravel that surrounds this circuit, even though it was made in 2008, it's an old school Grand Prix circuit. A lot of gravel surrounds this place. Anyone goes off track, it's going to bring debris back on the road, and that could cause pure chaos later on in the race.
Just another thing to throw into the mix, Hamish. Why not?
Why not?
The cars are going up and down. They're loading and unloading, and they're doing all the things that they shouldn't be doing to try and keep the car on the track. And we're going to throw some debris on. Why not? Let's make it a lot more fun.
Why not? I've had questions. Why? Some credit lost for liking this track. It may not be suited to supercars. It's fantastic in a GT car, and it's fantastic in an open wheeler. It is a great circuit.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, it would be.
The warm-up session, we got about 2 minutes left, Brett, just quickly. But
okay.
I mean, it's a great circuit, though. I love it. I absolutely love it. I was a big fan when it came into iRacing. I was so happy they brought it in. It's a challenging track. It really, really is.
I think the thing is too, Hamish, it's a very technical track. And for someone who's really got a good grasp of the track, their opportunities open up, and someone who hasn't, obviously those opportunities close down a bit. So, with the close racing we have had so far this season, like with, the last race, I think it was 32 cars within a second after qualifying or practice or whatever it was, and we know that the trains are just huge trains, nose to tail. So little mistakes are going to provide people with good opportunities to make moves. So let's see what happens, eh?
Well, we will see how drivers go throughout this race. I just want to see who actually made this track, because it has a lot of Tilkerisms about it, but I don't know if Herman Tilker actually made it, or if he actually designed it, I should say. Not 100% sure, but it's been a factor in both the Formula One World Championship during the COVID years, as it stood in for a couple of years there. I wish it had stayed permanent. It's a great track. It's also been host to the MotoGP Portuguese Grand Prix as well. The other major circuit in Portugal would be Estoril, but Estoril is not at modern facility level after not being used for so long, so Portimao has become the national circuit of Portugal. But it has got some factors of Estoril about it, I will say that. So, but
there you go.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, if you look on iRacing, and if you've actually driven Navarra in Spain, it's very similar to Portimao. It's probably it's the Iberian cousin of Portimao, I would say. But it's a great track. It is a great track, and as Jim says in chat, it's a real driver's track. You've got to be super aware at all times.
Yeah.
You are on it the whole lap. There is not a lot of time to breathe. Really only down the straight you've got time to breathe. Everywhere else you've got to be right on it the whole time. Yep. As we come into it, though, this will be our starting grid for tonight's race. Alex Kiddis will start pole position once again ahead of Jim Caparonis of Southern Cross Racing. Michael Jones and Chad Weiger on the second row. That's Michael's best qualifying in split 2. We'll see if he can convert in the race. Simon Haynes, Mick Clifton for the top 6. Chris Blanchard, Simon Heddersheet ahead of Paul Burns, and Mark Houghton for the top 10. What a great qualifying there from Mark. Hopefully he can convert as well and finish inside that top 10. Damon Fisher, Scott McKenzie then for the top 12, with Ron Allen and Matt Scholes, the championship leader, starting out of P14 tonight. Tim
Wow.
Mulford, Darren Crosby, the top 16 ahead of Russell Uren and Stephen Clark, with Matt Stoyles and Shane Randall for the top 20. Scott West and Ben Brooks started out of the top 22, with Brett Horsell and Jeremy Bush for the top 24. As Peter Latham lines up in the top 25 ahead of Brett Taylor, with Todd Duggan, Rick Feiger, Mario Reale, Derek Lovegrove making up our grid a little bit further back. The only and Tony Chapman, in P31. The only non-qualifier tonight, Andrew Hoffman, starting out of P32. He had some PC gremlins last week. Hopefully, they've been sorted out this week. Todd Martin, Lucas Burt in race control alongside our CRS this evening, Travis Azapoli. So massive thank you to them once again. But Kiddis has once again put it on pole.
Ooh,
Can he finally convert this? Can he finally convert it into a race win? It is becoming a bit of a crux for him this season, a bit of a curse for him this season, Brett. He's yet to convert into a race win, but he's taken the most pole positions. So,
well, at the moment he's driving like he's got a royal flush, and everyone else is bluffing at this stage. But we'll soon see once we get away off the start whether he can actually play that hand.
He also, Brett, hasn't really properly been tested by being within the actual train. He's been at the front every single week. Last week he was obviously buried with a few laps to go, but he's yet to be challenged within the whole field.
If you're going to do it, he's doing it the right way.
That's right.
Let's
Avoid
it,
the mid pack as much as possible. That's a great strategy to have.
I guarantee you ask anyone in that field, and if they could avoid the mid pack, where would they rather be?
The mid pack or the rear of the grid as well. That sort of rear to middle pack too. So
yeah, no, that's fantastic. Well done, Kiddis.
Yeah, another pole position for him here this evening. Of course, ineligible now for driver of the day this season. He won it in our first round of the season out at Phillip Island, so he will be hoping.
And look at Jim Caperonis qualifying in second on the grid too. That's fantastic for Jim.
That's a great effort.
Jim's back.
Jim's back.
Here we go.
Lights are going up for the drivers. Revs are rising once again. Old Mate and Sons on pole position as we get underway at Portimao. And it's a solid start from Kiddis, but Caperonis is coming right at him here down towards turn one. Caperonis into the lead already. It was a horrid start from Kiddis. He bogged it up a little bit, and that's given Jim the run this time by to get down towards turn three as drivers are scrambling in the background. There you can see a couple of them running it a little bit wide here as they run through it. A bit of biffing and barging already. And the big benefactors were the drivers who selected the outside line, namely Shane Randall, up 5 spots already inside of the top 15. A good gain early.
Well, what a fantastic jump from Jim Caperonis there too. Like, he's just got off the line there beautifully, and he's it looks like he's got like about 3 car lengths or 4 car lengths on Kiddis right now. So he would be absolutely wrapped with that start. Let's see if he can hold it together.
Of course, Jim, only one-time race winner here in Split 2, took it back at Sebring in round 1 of season 23. He would love to get his second here in Portugal as we run up towards the mid part of the circuit as Ben Brook has gone off the road further back into the sand trap down at Samsung. So the Frog Leap Juice Racing car licking its wounds a little bit, hasn't hit the wall, but that's a lot of time lost for one of the drivers we're focusing on this season as one who could possibly improve. And there's the marbles already being dragged on the track. That could be a factor later on.
Yeah, 100%. Look, and Jim's still extending that first lap lead a little bit there too. What a brilliant start from Jim. I'll keep crapping on about that, but that is a great start.
Ripper start.
Look at the distance he's put it.
1.5 seconds by the end of lap 1. That is insane. Yeah. That is an insane gain from him as we run up towards the start-finish line.
You see the way that Jim's car just bounced and sort of over the rising crest and just settled back in. It just looked absolutely on rails at the moment.
So Haynes has also had a good gain off the start, up 2 onto the podium at the moment. Damon Fisher finds himself inside of the top 10 plus 3 positions for Team AJR. 2 big gainers in this race. Well, 3 big gainers in this race already. Andrew Hoffman up 7 positions into P26. He started at the very back of the field. Yeah, got the. Is he even driving? I can't see him, Brett. Up 7 already.
Who's driving that car?
Up 7 already into P26. Todd Duggan up 5 into P22 for Nova Sim Sports. And then, as we mentioned
Ran him
before,
bits.
yeah, he's doing well.
What that was for?
Yeah. And then Randall up 5 as well into P15, we already mentioned. So your Renault already dropped to the back of the field. So there was an issue, it seems, with that car early on. Got a heap of chats out there with us already as well. You were in there lighting the fire early, Brett.
Yeah.
Out there too, we had Tim Mulford with us in the chat as well. Jim Caperonis, Wayne Sanderson as well. The 47th are out there with us too. Great to have you out there. Leith McClement over on the Infinity Broadcasting channel as well. They've had to rename it.
The 47th have had to run off, I think. They said that. So obviously
thank you to them if they watch this back. Thank you to them for watching the start of it with us as well. Leith McClement watching over on the Infinity Broadcasting channel as well. Adrian Zeal's out there with us. And Joe Dyson as well from the US watching with us too. Give you a nice little shout out to to the I2I League that I get to broadcast tomorrow morning. It's going to be a good time, Brett. We're in playoff season. Oh no, we're not. We're in the truck season at the moment. We've just started it. I told you my brain was gone, and I'm forgetting what I'm broadcasting tomorrow morning already.
That's all right. You'll be right. You'll be right.
Jim has rocketed away, though.
Nearly 2 seconds.
I know.
Nearly 2 seconds. So he is absolutely pickpocketing these other guys at the moment. And they are going to have to play their best hands and see if they can control this bloke. So he's out of control.
Well,
great to see Simon Haynes up in third spot at the moment. That's a great little run there.
Yeah, doing very, very well. The new WKMP Sim Sports driver joined the team this season, and the former WKMP Sim Sports driver, Jim Caperonis, doing very, very well at the lead of this race. Michael Jones, even though he's down 2 at the start of this race, Brett, I'm very impressed from him tonight already. Qualified third, currently in the top 5. I would argue, Brett, if he remains inside the top 10, that's a win. Because he has done an exceptional job tonight to qualify this car at the
early call for a DOD.
Yeah, quite possibly. I don't know. I don't know if it's an early call. I would say it's a win for him personally. If I was him, I would take that as a massive bonus.
What I'll do is I'll put his name down and we'll review
where he is at the end.
Of the race.
Yeah. Actually, you know, I'll put a caveat on that. We'll say no lower than 8th. If he's 8th, because then he's only lost 5. That's not too bad. Yeah. If you lose more than 5, then, you know, what's happened? Where's your qualifying pace gone? So as we come up towards the last couple of corners, we're just into Sankadesh at the moment. Towards the final corner of Galp as well. Jones is putting some pressure here on Viger.
Horse, I'll just get past Duggan at there. Back in 22 to 23.
Yeah, that's normally that'd normally be the realm that you might be running, Brett.
Yeah, it probably is actually. Most definitely is.
Well, you're P26 in the championship at the moment,
Brett.
What was the
qualifying time? What was the qualifying time that Kiddies put out?
I don't remember now.
Doesn't matter.
We'd have to check. We'd have to check post race, I would say, to really find that out.
I couldn't break into the 50.
He was in a 49 or a 48.
So,
It was a 49 or a 40.
Yeah, wow.
He's done a 49-4 race pace, so I'd say it was a 48. What he did.
I definitely would have been mid-pack, I would think, unless I found something astronomical. But yeah, well, some great little battles anyway out here. Chad Viger, Mick Clifton, Blanchard, Damon Fisher. So that is 5th to 8th at the moment. So there's a little battle going on there. Great to see. And then actually, there's not a really big gap until you get back to Crosby, about 1.3, and then Randall 1.9. Tightens up again for the next few cars. So Bush, Clarkey, Weston, and Stoyles, and Mackenzie. So there's a couple of battle punks going out there, and then back down to Horsell, Latham, Vigor. That'd be Rick and Hoffy just off the tail.
That was header sheet, sorry, just running wide down there.
Yeah.
I've just seen Brett, so he's had a bit of a wide run as they come up towards turn 13. Paul Burns alongside him here. This is tightening. Oh, they've kept it in line, and they've kept going for now. Matt Scholes is on the move. He's up 1. The championship leader wants to get inside the top 10. To try and hold on to the lead of the title.
Look at this.
Oh, Tim Mulford, one of our race winners this season.
Good bit of race room given there. you know, like he had the car in there, so that was great foresight there for Scholes to just actually allow Mulford to sort of sneak up on the inside. There's no point in going wheels to wheel there.
Well, we heard from Jim in the chat earlier. He only has 40 minutes. He only watched the first 40 minutes of the race. I have a feeling that Jim's trying to finish this race in 40 minutes so he can watch the whole thing.
Yeah,
I think that's why he's rocketed ahead so far.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how he goes because they Kiddis has pegged him back probably about quarter of a second, half a second nearly. So he's on the charge. Blanchard just over Viger.
Yep.
Chad.
Clifton's also made it past as well, so that's 2 spots now that Chad has lost in the span of a lap, and now he's got Damon Fisher on his heels as we look off of the back of him. As this battle has been heating up early.
I know he's big brother, and I don't want to keep boosting on him, but it's a shame he had a rough. Oh, someone's Scholes has gone
Matt
down.
Scholes, I'm trying to catch him. There he is. He's spun round. He is spun round down at turn 5. We'll try and look at that one post-race to see what happened, but I have a feeling that there might have been some contact with somebody, possibly Darren Crosby, because those guys were close together in their battle.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to pick up on that.
Or maybe Mulford. It might have been Mulford.
Might have been Mulford because they were battling hard. What I was saying before is Damon, shame he didn't finish all that well last week because he's been qualifying very, very well. He's been putting himself in the right spot where he needs to have a half-decent championship. Let's see if he can run out this race tonight.
I'm still waiting for the announcement, Brett, of the Fisher brothers either creating their own new team or joining a team together.
No?
No,
I like keeping the fight alive.
You like keeping the family life separate?
Oh, yeah. You know, can't have them too close, you know.
No, it's... Yeah, but he's P8.
Well, Kiddis is... Go, sorry.
I was going to say, you're P8. He's P8. You might have been P18. Isn't that not far enough? Or
oh, yeah, that's probably far enough.
You want to try and get a bit closer?
So Jim's pulled back out to 2 seconds on Kiddis, and back to Haynes is 2 second gap there. So front of this field's starting to spread right out. Back to Jones. He's only about a second off Haynes at the moment. So the closest battle up the front is Blanchard on Clifton with a 0.3 of a second gap there. So the front end of this field starting to spread a little bit. A couple little close battles further down. So Stoyles
spread their wings just a little bit at this stage as well, Brett.
Yeah.
So hopefully this continues on.
So Mackenzie, Stoyles and Weston with Clark in there as well. Stoyles would be want to try and get back through, I would think, to try and remedy some of that positions he's lost. So we'll see how desperate he gets there. Scholes, Matty Scholes exiting pits.
So Scholes about to come out.
Scholes was the one that had the spin, wasn't it? Sorry,
yeah,
it was.
It was. So
yeah,
he's had a... I mean, it's an early pit stop, but he can still push on, though. He can still push on, which is good.
Todd Duggan and Horsell having a bit of a battle there. They just swapped places for a second and then back again, I think.
Everyone's getting involved. I must say, there's been a change in the live chat on YouTube, Brett. It's now giving us everyone's @ It's not giving the channel name that they previously had. Oh. So making some people unintangible of knowing who they are completely. But we can figure it out quickly. Scott McKenzie putting some pressure here on Shane Randall as they battle for P15. We already saw Shane gain 5 spots on the first lap by the end of turn 3 when he ran it around the outside.
Looks like he's got a fair bit of pressure on him at the moment.
Oh, he does. Scott is putting massive pressure. And then they've got Stoyles and Weston and Clark in behind them as well. This is looking to turn out to be a little hot battle here. They'd hope that it's aggressive.
Yeah, the attitude of Mackenzie's car. He's wanting to get past here.
He looks aggressive, but
this is a very tough spot to make a move, though. Unless he can go the under over.
He can't quite get there. But
no, he's going to hang it out wide.
You compare the attitude of Mackenzie's car to the attitude of Randall's car. Randall's looks a lot more cool, calm, collected. Mackenzie looks like he's really feeling the pressure of trying to get this car by.
Yeah, he's wringing that neck. He's got the dice in his hand. And He's trying to get a snake eyes, I think.
I think so. He wants to try and roll the dice and maybe come up trumps here this evening, does Scott McKenzie. Matt Stoyles on his tail as well.
He might have, he definitely got pace there because he's closed that gap up again. So I think McKenzie's got pace there and he's just trying to figure out a way to get past Randall at this point. I don't know. I mean, this is what I'm seeing so far. So he's trying to just see where he can sneak up on there. See what his exit is here down the front straight. Randall's got it on the gas nice and early.
Yeah, it's not as good for
Randall's
McKenzie.
going to skip away a little bit. Yeah, no, he's not going to be able to stick with him unless he gets a good run out of here.
The problem is, if you want to try and get the move done down towards turn 1, you've got to get the run out of Sangadesh to really carry the run through turn 15. And he just hasn't done that. He's nowhere near close enough. And unfortunately with these cars, when you're in the tow, as soon as you pull out of it, you hit a brick wall. Yeah. So you've really got to set, as I said, you've got to set yourself up 2 corners ahead.
Look, yeah, but look at him close here. So he's closed that gap right up here. So this is a section where I think he's very, very quick. So he's right on the tail of Randall now. Can he do anything with that? Looks like Randall carrying is that a little bit of damage?
Yeah, a little bit of
damage. Rear?
Yeah, I
wonder, they might have already had a little bit of a coming to.
They might have. So it looks to be a hot battle. Randall covers the midline down towards turn 5. Smart move because he's too far over for McKenzie to dive down the inside, but he doesn't tighten the corner enough that he loses speed.
On the gas early.
Yeah, and he couldn't get it. Was not smooth enough on the throttle, and it's just lit up the rears. So he'll have to have another assault later in the lap. But at this point now, you've given up some time. Now you've got to kind of reset and just try and think, hey, all right, let's think again. 3 or 4 corners ahead. Let's try and get close, and let's set this up maybe for turn 1 instead of, turn 13, where you're probably not close enough to get to him.
Well, I think he's just got to time his move in the right spot. He's clearly a little bit faster than Randall in certain sections of the track. Maybe overall it's hard to tell, but he's just got to get that timed right. Randall just covering off nicely at the moment. There's a bit of obviously debris on the track as well, so that's going to really hamper things there.
I've just seen as well, Andrew Hoffman, I think, has just dropped from our
into
screens.
The Renault shell.
Yep, into the
shadow, into the Renault shell.
Renault shell.
In the shadow realm.
Oh, there's a new bit of merch for us, Brett. Into the Renault shell, you go.
Yep. I'm always inventing new words.
That's a good one. I like that.
Sundays.
You might find it weird, but I like it. I like just swapping the first letter, the first 2 letters of things, innit? It creates some interesting combinations.
Either, so.
We're on board with Matt Stoyles, so he's just maybe. If you're Stoyles,
I think he's sitting. He's sitting back.
Yeah, because if you look at the characteristics and the way that Mackenzie's car is moving, you got 2 choices. You either hang back and hope that he's going to make a mistake and he's going to maybe hit Randall and you get 2 spots, or you put pressure on him and all of a sudden the car becomes a lot more unstable and then he makes his own mistake. So that's your 2 choices for Matt Stoyles at the moment.
And I think if I was in Stoyles' position at the moment, watching the attitude on Mackenzie's car onto Randall and things like that, I just, like you can just see he's really attacking him hard. So if that sort of starts to back off a little bit, I'd probably try and bring the car up a bit closer. But knowing he's probably throwing a lot at it, I don't want to be caught up in that if something goes astray.
No, you probably want a good car length or 2 just to give yourself enough reaction time to get past if it does blow up in front of you. But they seem to have settled for this moment in time. Further up the road, though, Michael Jones has found his way back into P3. So he's been making some moves here, Brett, and he's gotten past Simon Haynes. So he has found himself back to where he started this race. What a great run from him as Chad Viger is in pit lane. So the first of the front runners is in.
Pit lane as well.
Yep, Damon's in. So both cars in. Matt Stoyles is in too. So we'll see here if he's trying to undercut McKenzie and Randall. This could be a smart play from Stoyles.
Yeah. Just getting out of that train a little bit. If he feels like he was hanging back a little bit, it's probably not a bad choice to sort of try and get a bit of free air and get yourself a couple of decent time laps.
Hang on,
heading out on fresh
Stoyles
tyres.
is not stopping. Stoyles has got to drive through. So something's
Okay,
happened
well,
earlier
there
in
you
the
go.
race that we've missed, and Stoyles is having to run through pit lane. So that has dropped
Okay,
him
so-
right back. So that's taken him out of that battle now for position. It's now promoted his teammate Scott Weston up. Scotty driving a very good season thus far. He's sitting within the top 20 of the championship at the moment. He'd love to try and get himself a top 10. One of the long-term heroes of Split 2, I would say, is Scott Weston, Brett. Really a name, you think of Split 2, you think of Scott Weston, you think of Todd Duggan. You know, those drivers who've been here for probably 10 or more seasons who are just comfortable in this split, and they're just always here. And it wouldn't feel the same if they weren't in Split 2.
Yeah.
It'd feel different. That's just my thoughts.
Well,
Someone who's been around
each-
Split 2 for over 10 seasons now, Split 2 would not feel the same without the likes of Scott Weston, Todd Duggan, Jeremy Bush, Peter Latham, Pete Baxter, Ben Brook even, you know, guys who are in the mid to rear of the field as Simon Haynes is into pit lane, but they've been here for so long that you just associate them with Split 2. Same with Nick Clifton and even Shane Randall. Like those guys, you think of those guys, you think they're Split 2.
And it's hard too, because say some of these guys are wanting, probably if they've been there for a while, I mean, they might enjoy the split and quite happy to stay in there. But if they wanted to progress, as we see Weston, Clark in pits,
And Mackenzie as well. So Mackenzie is trying to undercut Randall here on this stop. We've seen him he's been stuck behind the Blackheart Designs car now for a fair while in that battle. So we'll see how this now materialises between them. Kiddis is starting to try and push up onto Jim as well. The gap's now down to less than 2 seconds, but he's not quite close enough just yet. Mark Houghton, Ron Allen battling inside the top 10. It's good to see Mark back up the pointy end of the totem pole. Of course, former championship challenger, multiple time winner as well on 3 races in a single season back in season 14. Probably his biggest and most miraculous win, Brett, was when we were at Road America. He started at the front of the field, ended up a lap down at the end of lap 1, went on to win the race. It was one of the best drives I've ever seen from anyone. And if we had driver of the day at that point, it would have gone to Mr. Houghton. So, yeah, if you want to go hear some horrid early commentary by a certain someone who does this, myself, in a very early part of my broadcasting career, go back and watch that race. We all got to start somewhere. But go back and watch that season 14 race at Road America. It was one of the best drives I've ever seen from Mark Houghton, and if he could ever get close to that this season, it would be spectacular. Absolutely.
Just looking at the last lap from Jim Caperonis, he did a 150.4. Alex Kiddis did a 150.5, but Michael Jones did a 150.198. So Jones on a charge. He's about
really
4.5 seconds back. So
really good pace tonight, does Michael Jones. Honestly, Brett, I'm really impressed with him tonight. And I know we're early on in this race. He's doing well. So Clifton, Burns, Bush and Horsell into pit lane now. We're getting to the end of the pit stop cycle for some drivers now. Of course, it was a very interesting strategy this week. It was 50 litres starting fuel with I want to say a 90% tank capacity, as Stephen Clark and Scott Weston have just had a coming together further back in the field. They've kept rolling though, which is good to see. But this is not going to help them with their strategies, because if you recall, Brett, they came into pit lane around about the same time as Scott McKenzie. They had passed him in pit lane, but now any advantage that would have kept them ahead of him after the pit stop is now null and void. McKenzie took a long one, 35 seconds. Clark and Weston in the mid-20s for their pit stops. So he should easily get past them now after the second stop.
That's going to throw things up in the mix there. That lead that Jim Caperonis has got at the moment, still sailing around about that 1.5 to 2 seconds, just now rolling out to 1.8. So, I think Kiddis closes up in certain spots, and then Jim pulls away another. So, Kiddis in pit lane now.
So Kiddis in, Caperonis continues on.
Jones in as well.
Yep, so second and third place into pit lane. Heddersheed's in too. So it's all happening down here in pit road. Crosby's in, following his teammate Ron Allen.
There.
Bit of a lock-up. Randall's in as well. So we'll see what that strategy pulls in comparison to Scott McKenzie. Remembering that McKenzie took the longest stop out of these
Doug
guys.
and Taylor and Latham in as well.
It's all happening down in pit lane. Really, really full at the moment. And a couple of drivers yet to come in. Dirk Lovegrove has kept going. So is Jim Caparonis. So pit lane is full. Drivers getting some fuel put in their cars. And this man right here is in control of the race. He's controlled it ever since lap 1, turn 1. It's been the only lead change of the whole race. And he's looking good.
Looking very comfortable out in the front there too. Like, a
bit wide.
It was a bit of...
He ran a bit wide there into the sand.
How was the timing on that, eh?
I know. Couldn't have said it at a better time. But he's looking the goods at the moment is Jim Caparonis. And if you recall back, the last time he looked this good, he won the race. And that was at Sebring two seasons ago. So could it be an omen? Could it be he's going to get his second race win tonight and give us our 4th different race winner of the season?
Definitely.
Time will tell. Every podium finisher prior to the pit stops, none of them has taken a win this season out of Caparonis, Kettis and Jones. None of them have been on the top step thus far this season. As Jim comes round, we'll see if he comes in the pit lane. He's coming in now.
Heading to pits. Yeah. Let's see what he's got on store for Kittis. So Kittis did a, where is it? Pit stop, a 26.78 second pit stop.
He's in. That sounded like
Blanchard
to me
Houghton in.
that he was really low on fuel. Oh, he is. He is low. He has literally come in at the very last moment there, Brett. So he has made it just in time.
Did it die?
He got there.
That thing died just as he got to
It
the
died
pits?
as he got into the pit box. So you literally could not have peeled more out of the car than what Jim Caparonis did.
Running the gauntlet.
That's really running the roulette. If he forgot to come in, that was race over.
Oh. Someone's just thrown all his chips on the floor. Oh, so Jim Caparonis is out of his pit box now, and he's done a 24.90. So about 2 seconds less, a little bit under 2 seconds less than Kittis. Let's see where he comes out.
There we see he was just entering turn 1 as Kittis was coming past the pit exit. So it's now out to 4.6 seconds. That's a great strategy. Take him out of tow range and race on. Force him to chase you down. You've got a lap fresher tyres. Use them to your advantage. We saw the strategy last week from Mulford. Save the tyres expecting a battle, and it paid off for him in the end. This has been a really solid strategy now from Caparonis. We can see as well on the pit timings. We spoke about the battle we were watching earlier with McKenzie and Randall. It's about a 13 seconds difference on their pit stops, Brett. So that's pretty much.
Just noticing there's a lot of difference.
Different strategies out there tonight.
Difference,
I'm just looking at Christopher. 40 second, Jones 46 seconds. Was that a stop hold, or has he just filled the thing up?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Christopher Blanchard, 32nd pit stop, and he's running in. He's up 3 spots at the moment, running in 4th. And Chad Viger down 1 spot, but he did a 34.08 second stop. So interesting stuff there. And he's actually, his last lap was a 49.8. Paul Burns done a 49.3 his last lap, so he's flying.
He's absolutely flying. Out there is Paul Burns up 3 positions in this race. So the 2 big gainers now, the only 2 up double-digit positions. Todd Duggan up 11 in this race and Shane Randall up 10, but that will all reset and kind of situate itself after the second pit stop. But we'll see how these strategies line up, because we've got such a vast difference on the strategies tonight, Brett, that we're probably not really going to see how they're going to end up until the end of the pit stop cycle, I would say.
Yeah, until we get equalised. Yeah, definitely. Simon Hershey just doing a nice little lap there of a 49.947. So he's on a quick one. That's his fastest lap too. Now, just looking at Damon's pit stop was a 33.87, and then Simon Haynes right behind him is a 37.35. So Simon Haynes is taking a shitload. Oh, I can't say that.
That's okay. That one's fine.
He's taking a crap ton of fuel as well, so that should push him up.
Brett, I promise you, this is being simulcast on my channel. We've said a lot worse on my channel on Friday nights.
Yeah, fair enough.
So that one's fine. Don't worry.
All right, cool.
One thing I will say is, though, we've got to keep an eye on Hainsey tonight because 37.3 seconds pit stop. It's obviously a large amount of fuel. It'll be a significant gain on a couple of drivers ahead of him tonight, but he's actually showing really good pace. Obviously, he ran P3 for a fair while, qualified quite well. He is down 3 at the moment, so he qualified inside of the top 5. Don't think that he's out of this right now. He could still be on for a podium.
Not. Oh no, Hainsey's in it. Hainsey's in it. Yeah. And
he's in it and he's on it.
Yeah, and I think I might have noted to a couple of weeks back that I've noticed a different style of racing for Haynes. You know, like he's actually driving a bit smarter. I think those earlier days
this has probably come from some of the learnings of joining WKMP this season.
Yeah.
And often when you go to a new team, you will learn something wherever you go.
Definitely, yeah.
It doesn't matter which team it is, you will always learn something. Whether that's going to help you driving, whether it's going to help you driving more, or it's going to help you driving a little bit less, or it's going to help you as a person, you will always learn something at a new team you go to. Because it's a new dynamic and it's a new set of people that you're surrounding yourself with.
Yeah.
Now,
I see a few people out there setting their fastest laps out there as well. So Tim Mulford, Shane Randall, and I think there was
fastest lap of the race, 1:48.62. He gained 1.1 seconds on that last lap.
It's unbelievable.
It's unreal. Chad Viger in the chat, really like how the tank being at 90% opens the strategy across the field. I agree, Chad. I love that we are testing the waters on different fuel levels in terms of tank capacity, changing it up in terms of tyre strategy. Next week at Belle Isle, drivers have only got one tyre change available, so they've got to make their tyres last. We saw it last season out at Barber, so it's going to be a very similar scenario, but Belle Isle is probably going to be a little bit more chaotic than what Barber was. But I really like, and we're running, I think it's 95% fuel, so I'm really liking that we are testing the waters on adjusting the setups and the session setups this season to run different limitations on the cars to open up strategy, because realistically these cars, we can get great battles happening, Brett, but where the true battle is in these cars and in this league is strategy. That is the massive thing that is going to take vets to the next levels. Being able to introduce strategy as a major factor of your race and cracking the code on that strategy is going to be important. Will it favour teams with spotters? Quite possibly, but drivers and teams can prepare across the week, figure out their strategy to try and counteract a spotter being in the team and being able to do maths on hand. So with a bit of pre-preparation across the week, you can counteract that and obviously come up with a good strategy yourself. But it's going to open the doors to so many different racing styles now. It's going to open the doors to different possibilities in racing as well. I love a strategy-based race. That's why I like endurance racing so much, because strategy-based racing is still great. Even though you're watching stats battle away, you're not watching cars battle away, it's still exciting.
Oh, it just throws a different dynamic into the race as well, doesn't it? You know, but like Jim Caparonis at the moment, how slick is he? I actually had to check my wallet because I thought he'd nicked my chips. He's driving unbelievable. Like that is great, you know. And wow, what a display showing tonight. He's half a second faster than Caparonis in that last lap. We don't want to continually focus on the front of the track, front of the field, but because there is some great racing, and Tim Mulford actually just closing on the back of Damien Fisher at the moment. So that's a great little battle. Looks like he's lining up for a bit of a pass here.
I got to tell you what, Brett, and this is going to be a real deep cut for any Bond fans out there. It's filling me with the feelings of wow, as what Mads Milkinson did in Casino Royale by simply flipping the chips amongst his fingers in the casino scene of Casino Royale. Like it is. Yeah. If you've not seen Casino Royale, watch it and you'll see that scene and you'll think it's just smooth. It's like
smooth,
butter.
yeah.
It's
yeah,
like butter.
Yeah. And that's what Jim's doing at the moment.
That's what
He's
he's
just
doing.
driving very fast. You know, like last lap Jim did was a 49.7. Kiddis a 50.144. So, you know, like that is fast. So that's great. It's great to see Jim. Let's see if he can hold it all out. Now, how's that battle gone with Tim and Damon? He's slowly dropped off there a little bit.
Yeah.
He might close up. So
Damon-
whether he's had a challenge or not.
Damon played the strategy there of hanging on the inside down the straight to try and break the toe of Tim. I think Tim's playing maybe a bit more of a different strategy of conserving his tyres a bit more, knowing that there's still so long left in this race. He doesn't want to push too hard now. Yeah, he doesn't want to burn himself out of opportunity later. Tim is driving a very smart season this season. He's really impressed me over the first 3 weeks. And slowly but surely, Tim is actually becoming one of my favourite drivers to watch each week, to see how he's actually attacking a circuit. Just in terms of viewing, he's becoming one of my favourites to watch.
And see, these are some of the things that Damon might need to learn that, you know, as we see him get sideways out of that turn. Now, Tim's going to go, hey, this is an opportunity for me.
Yep.
Now, what I was about to say is that putting Damon under pressure, he's making the car drive a bit more aggressively. He's going to burn up those tyres, as you were saying before. So, if you're Damon, are you better to let Tim clear and tuck in behind him rather than try and keep defending that position? I don't know. I'm not saying that there's a right or a wrong way, but
the longer that he defends him, the worse it's going to get, because Simon Haynes is going to slowly creep up on you and start to put pressure on you as well. And you don't want that if you're Damon, because Simon's already going to gain 4 seconds on you in the pit stop.
Yeah.
So you don't want to have him right behind you, because all of a sudden he's going to jump you massively in the pits. Tim is going to lose a lot more because he only took a 27-second stop. So he
wants to get past so he can move forward and get close. Yeah, and this is what I'm meaning. You know, like Damon's, I'm great on him from being where he is at the moment. But that's one thing that maybe he just needs to look into, whether does he race a guy? Because they say things like that mistake, like right there. If he's looking in his mirror and trying to overdrive the car,
he's burning up the tyres. He's putting stress on himself. He's over pushing this car, and this is one of the things that will crack Damon eventually, and Tim knows this. He knows he can just sit here right behind Damon and wait, because he can tell by the way that this car is driving, the way that Damon is driving, the way the car's reacting, he will inevitably get past Damon. He doesn't have to put a hell of a lot of pressure other than fill his mirrors. Because he's filling his mirrors, he's forcing Damon to keep an eye on it, which is forcing mistakes, and eventually one of those mistakes will lead to Damon off track. It's, you know, we can often compare it to real life, Brett. And one of the things you can compare it to real life is driving in peak hour traffic on the freeway. Do you know what the fastest way to get through peak hour traffic is, Brett?
Keep going, I'm sure you're going to tell me.
Stay in the one lane.
Yeah, you don't dart around.
Pick a lane and stick to it. Jumping lanes will not gain you any time. In fact, it can actually cost you time, but it will also cost you massive stress. Yeah. And right now with Damon, he's costing himself massive stress by trying to defend, but also trying to drive. At the halfway point of the race, it's not worth it.
And this is where it's just those little things that he might need to look at. And to say, like he might find that he pulls away from Tim Mulford, you know, and he's able to clear him and keep going and all sorts of stuff. We're totally wrong. But just in those little instances where he saw twice Damon got the car stepped out sideways, just those little indicators. Is he just, does he need to just try and he's out of flow, what I'm saying at the moment too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think he's out of his rhythm a little bit.
Paul Burns in front of Chad Weiger too. That's a hot little battle there as well.
He's out of rhythm a little bit, and that could start to hurt him a little bit more. Weiger and Burns, though, both these guys seem to be in form tonight as well, as they battle away quite.
Yeah, Damon's closed up on him too. So this pack, look at that pack now going all the way back to.
Well, it's even back to this one here with Randall and Allen. Yeah, like it goes further back, and then you've got to, you look at that pack ahead and you think to yourself, okay, Randall, Allen, Crosby. You expect Allen and Crosby to work together. Does Allen and Crosby maybe think, hey, let's work with Shane here and move our way forward? He's jumped us in the pits, so surely he's taken a shorter stop to get track position. Let's try and work with him to get up towards Haynes. Because if they battle, that pack ahead of them is going to run away because they're out of tow range at this point. So they've got to try and work together if they can.
So that's a, you know, like as I was saying before, there's some heaps of good battles going on track at the moment.
See there, the Rob is looking at the inside of Randall.
Yeah.
And this is
the wrong side of him here, though.
This is not what they want. This is not what Randall will want. It's not what Alan, at this point of the race, strategically should be doing because he's going to cost them time.
Yeah.
You know, and I know you want to get past him, but, you know, think about the fact of, well, let's work with him to get our way forward and then try and get past him before the pit stop. It's pretty hard to fight your way forward on your own.
Oh, it is. It definitely is. Jim's still lapping about half a second faster than his predecessor, Alex Kiddis. Simon Heshe there. Christopher Blanchard, about 3/10 faster than Simon Hedesheed as well, so he's flying. Actually, Damon did a he was the second fastest lap by the look of that on that last lap, so he's still got some pace in that car.
He does. Damon's got some good pace in it, but what's the tyre wear like in that car?
Oh, exactly. And I think that's where we might see later on it suffer a little bit. But
how worn are these tyres on Damon Fisher's car? And how poorly are they going to feel by the end of the session? I mean, running over curves like that, that's only going to hurt your car later on. But he's chasing down Paul Burns at the moment.
Interesting to see how all this unfolds anyway. You know, no matter what happens, it'll be interesting to see.
It will indeed. The 505 driver of Team AJR, P7 at the moment in this race. He's up 4 positions inside of the top 10. So you'd think on corrected order he should remain in the top 10 as well, Brett. Maybe even gain a few positions, but he may need to try and get past Paul Burns and Chad Viger eventually to really get some good gains. Continue this race on. We've got some good packs of battles happening further in the field. Scott McKenzie, Scott Weston. These guys are battling away, and they're also battling away for true position with Shane Randall further up the field too, based on their separate fuel strategies. And these are the sorts of things we'll be able to focus on next week as well out at Belle Isle, Brett, with the differential on the fuel number and the one tyre change as well. So all of a sudden we're going to be having some battles happening with drivers separated on track, and they're battling on the timing sheet of seeing where they'll end up post pit stops. Also got as well Ben Brook, who was in the wars earlier tonight. Lap 1 ended up off track. He's battling here with Matt Stoyles, who's down the order, with thanks to a black flag earlier on as well. Pete Latham, Brett Taylor, those guys battling away too. It's good to see Pete back in Split 2, Brett. It really is.
Yeah, and looks like he's having a reasonable run there tonight. He's up 6 spots in 19th spot at the moment. So keep going forward, Pete. Great to see.
Brett behind him. Matt Mario Reale as well. Former race winner out at Montreal a few seasons ago. Feels like a lifetime ago it happened, but it'd be good to see Mario back in the winning ways. Just not quite getting the amount of seat time that he was at the height of his powers in Split 2 a year or so ago, but it'd be good to see him back up the front end of town. It's a different world though, and it's a different game.
Mulford's climbing back up onto the back of Damon Fisher as well.
He has indeed. He's right on him, and Haynes is closing in too. So remember that battling we mentioned between Randall and Allen? That's dropped them out now to over 3.5 seconds off of Simon Haynes. When we mentioned it, it was only just over a second. So that battling has cost them time massively. And it's cost them an opportunity to get onto this battle.
Sometimes I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, let's hear from the chat and all sorts of stuff. Sometimes are you better knowing the fact is that, you're going to lose time in a battle? Are you better just to tuck in with the guy in front, just to sort of keep that contact? I don't know.
I think at this stage, unless they're slowing you down, I think you are better off just tucking in. If we look at the relative pace, if we look at the relative pace, Randall has just lapped faster than Damon Fisher. He did a 50.76. Fisher did a 51.41. Relatively speaking, Shane's pace is actually faster than the lead car in the next battle pack ahead. So you'd think if you're Ron Allen, let's tuck him behind and let's chase them down. But the more battling you do, obviously, the slower the lap times.
And that's what I question, like with someone like Tim, like obviously he feels like he's got a little bit more pace than Damon. Let's get past him. I want to move on. But knowing that, those times are fairly close, Mulford's last lap was a 50.83, and Damon's has been fairly consistently quick, but when they start to battle, it drops off, obviously. So, yeah, what I'm trying to say is that is he better just to hang back, not too much. I mean, if there's an opportunity strikes, take it, but just to help you keep that gap in the guys in front. I don't know. That's a question for races, isn't it?
What is happening right now is this is actually playing into Simon Haynes' hands a little bit here.
Correct, yeah.
I've just done some quick maths, Brett. After the second pit stop, he should be P3 or P4.
Right,
So if I bring up the pit times for people on screen, you can see them on the tower. Not that one. This one here, not pit lane time, pit time. So, if we look at this here, Haynes has done a 37.3. P3 in Simon Hedersheed has done a 22.8. He's done a 22.8. The gap between them is 8.8 seconds. So Haynes is always going to jump Hedersheed. Blanchard is 7.9 seconds away. So with a slightly faster travel time, he can still jump Blanchard. He's always going to jump Viger because he's 3 seconds faster than him in the next stop. He's within 3 seconds of him. He's always going to jump Burns. He's always going to jump Fisher, and he's always going to jump Mulford. He will know this, and he'll be happy to sit here. Skulls is in.
Yeah, well, and that's right. That's what I was just about to say. Knowing the fact is you've taken a long stop, whether he's got that information in his hand or not, he knows that he's going to get these passes done in pits. There's no point in getting tied up in a battle.
Well, he's just gained a second on Blanchard. Blanchard's now within 7 seconds. 6.1. So now he's always going to pass Blanchard in the stop. So the worry for Haynes, of course, is the battle pack starts battling ahead of him. They slow themselves up, and he loses time to Blanchard. He can lose, 7 seconds to Hedersheed. That's fine because Hedersheed is in P3 at the moment. He's only 8 seconds up. He still needs another 7 seconds to stay ahead of Haynes. He can't give up a second and a half to Blanchard because if he does, he'll be in P4 post pit stops. So he needs to hope that these guys continue to run strong. As Mulford's going for it on Fisher.
Yeah, here we go. That's going to hang him out. Now, whether he forces the issue or not, let's see what happens here.
He's on the inside, and he's going to get that job done. What a great move from Tim Mulford. So the big differential there is Fisher pitted on lap 9, Mulford on lap 13. So those old tyres of Fisher, who was pushing hard earlier on to stay ahead of Mulford, has started to bite him now. He wants it on the inside, but he doesn't quite have the grip and possibly the confidence in the tyre to go for the move.
Well, if I was Damon, I'd be happy to sit behind Tim at the moment and try and just stick on his bumper, not pass. See, this is where Haynes might get a little bit antsy there too if he's getting held up at anything.
We just saw him. He held back a little bit and actually just ran his regular race line. Oh, as Damien's just had a massive blink ahead of Haynes.
There he is.
So that would have scared him. But we saw Haynes, he didn't actually change his race line through turn 4. He took his regular race line. His tyres are a lap newer than Fisher's. They've definitely not been pushed nearly as hard as Fisher's have.
Yeah.
And I think once Haynes gets past Fisher, whether it's in the pit stop or whether it's on track, he is going to push for his life.
Sideways out of there.
Yeah, big sideways.
Struggling on the exit. Interesting to see the tyre data on those two cars in once they do change them over in pits too. Wouldn't it be interesting to see the what's left of them and what temperatures they're at?
SDK, give us tyre data. That would be fantastic.
How good would that be?
So
good. Just knowing the fact
there'll be a plug-in somewhere for it, I'm sure, but I'd have to find it and how to implement it. So the best thing for Haynes now is Fisher comes into pit lane this lap or next. And the benefit of taking that longer fuel stop as well is, Brett, once everyone ahead of him comes in, he has got clear track to push as hard as he wishes or as hard as the tyres will dictate. Because he can go longer than anyone else ahead of him. Now, in terms of Viger, and even Damon, he can only go one lap longer. But that one
So
lap
Mulford
could be a
just then
difference
did
maker.
Mulford just then did a 50.7. Damon did a 51.6, and Haynes did a 51.5 So
That'll be
yeah,
based on
Haynes
though
probably
being stuck behind Fisher, I would say. for
yeah,
Haynes.
yeah. Oh, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm fully aware of that. But now that Tim's been released, yeah.
So this battle has been heating up for us all across the race. In behind them, the battle of Shane Randall, Ron Allen is now heated up. Crosby's tightened up on them, and Clifton's onto them now as well. So this battle will start to rise up in intensity. Mark Houghton and Michael Jones are battling away for position 2 down towards turn 5. Jones on the inside, tucks it up on Houghton, gets the
Nice
job
move.
done.
Can he get?
Oh, he wants the switchback, but
he-
Jones blocked it incredibly well.
That's a great pass.
That was a great pass. To give the update on Jim Caparonis, 8.2 seconds is the gap back to Alex Kiddis. This man is driving probably I would argue, Brett, a better race than he drove at Sebring 2 seasons ago.
Yeah.
He is driving out of his skin at the moment. And you know what? I don't even think a safety car could rock him right now, because I think he is confident in that car. He's driving as a confident driver, and it's only taken him 2 races back in the seat to get back up to Jim Caparonis' pace.
Just looking at the car's attitude on the track and everything like that, looks like it's really well settled. There's no second guessing what he's doing in that car whatsoever. And I'll tell you what, if Jim Caparonis' car was a slot machine, he's just hit 777s.
Oh, he has. He has jackpotted that car. So Hedesheed's in.
Yeah.
So he took a short fill on the first stop, so he has time to give up here. Blanchard now continues on. Randall's in too, so both him and Simon, both Randall and Hedesheed were on the same strategy of 22 seconds on the previous stop. Clifton's actually taking an earlier stop here to try and undercut the train that was ahead of him. So Randall in.
We're going to start and see this thing work its way out. Now, apart from the guys up in front, so we've got Caparonis, Kiddis and Blanchard. We've got a pretty decent sort of space in between those lot. I'll tell you what, there's some great racing going back further on in this pack at the moment, and I am pumped to see how, once we've got all these second stops done, where the chips lie.
I'll be interested to see, actually. So Hedesheed's just exiting now. So that's worked out for him. Where's Clifton? So Clifton's also still going to jump Randall. So that has reset itself. Brooks in as well. So these 3 cars have now fixated their pit stops, and they'll now exit pit lane. Race leader leading the way, though, by 8.4 seconds at the moment. He is in dominant form. He is in dominant fashion. And he is the owner of Autodromo Internacional de Algarve. We're going to take a quick ad break to give thanks to our series sponsor, Racecraft Simulations. We thank everyone for watching with us so far. Jim Caparonis, the race leader, is in. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back very shortly with more action around 4 of Season 25 of the Racecraft Simulations V8 Vets as we hear from the title sponsor. Welcome back, everyone, to the Racekraft Simulations V8 Veterans for the Split 2 action of Season 25, Round 4 here at Algarve. Jim Caperonis has been through pit lane, as so has Alex Kiddis, who's just come into the pits as well. Big thank you to Racecraft for supporting the series. They've been on board now for nearly 10 seasons here in the Vets. If you want to go visit John and the team and you're in the Western Australian state and area, head over to 16 Grogan Road, Perth Airport. Check out some of the deals they've got on the floor of the rigs, and if you've got some spare coin, splash it and dash it on the PT1. It is a fantastic piece of kit. Brett, Jim is looking in dominant form tonight. He pitted with 8 seconds as the gap back to Alex Kiddis, and right now the SCR driver is looking unbeatable at the moment. And it looks like it's his, it does. Yeah. I mean, the gap at this stage, he gained 4 seconds on Kiddis through the pit stop. 4 seconds.
I tell you what, if he can complete this race in front like he has been doing right here, you know, just the way that car is looking and the way he's driving that thing, that is a sensational effort. Absolutely sensational effort. And I do like the Southern Cross Racing livery too.
It is a good looking car.
On the side.
They're back to the old RSW graphics design car.
Nothing wrong with the old one, but I do like the look of that car. It looks good.
It looks the goods. Does
and
the,
it seems we don't have Chubby Bun driver of the day anymore. If Jim wins this, he can give himself a Chubby Bun.
He can, as Peter Latham's into pit lane as well. Still got some close battles on track. Simon Heddersheed, Damon Fisher have now equalised themselves into position as they battle away for P14 at the moment. So this is where Damon's true battle was after pit stops. Mick Clifton and Ron Allen, well, they were close together prior to the pit stops, and now they've remained close together as well at this stage of the race. So their battle is now reset too. That's why Allen wanted to jump Randall. He wanted to stay ahead of Clifton after the pit stop, and unfortunately being stuck behind Shane and letting Mick catch up to him has cost him the position in this race. You could argue that maybe if Ron tucked in behind Shane, he would have actually been able to run away from Mick and wouldn't remain behind him, but that is a hearsay, thearsay type of scenario. Randall's been through pit lane as well. He's come out now ahead of Tony Chapman, our debutant this season. Tony's struggling a little bit, and his pace at this stage, unfortunately for him, probably looking more like he'd be suited maybe in split 3, Brett, possibly, but time will tell how he goes throughout the season. Maybe he just hasn't really suited the first 2 tracks he's run this season. Yeah,
well, I mean, look, as you say, time will tell. It'll work its way out, and he'll find his place where, you know, he's comfortable.
I'm sure he will get to the point of where he wishes to be as well.
Sly Kiwi, you just seen that, didn't you?
Yeah. He reckons he's got a chubby right now. I'm sure he has. Zippy saying that Hainesy's gained a heap after pit stops. He has. We mentioned it, that he was always going to be P3 because of the gap. That was him and Heddersheed. The asterisk was on Chris Blanchard, who now leads the race, but that gap's out to 44 seconds. So he's predicted with a 45-second loss in pit lane to actually be right behind Simon Haynes after the pit stop.
Taylor, Mick, Houghton in pits.
Yep. So Houghton and Taylor in. So Jim's now back up into P4.
Mackenzie's just doing the fast lap of his race so far, 50.3.
So
and Chad Viger
this is now the point that we can watch as well with Mackenzie too, Brett. If you recall, in the first stop, he came in just behind Shane Randall. And then you'll remember after that pit stop, he caught back up to Scott Weston and I think it was Stephen Clark. Clark's out of the race now, but Weston's still in. Randall's jumped Weston in the stop. Is he going to jump Mackenzie as well and remain ahead of him after the 2 pit stop cycles? Right now on the projected, it's saying that Mackenzie's going to come out roughly 2 tenths behind Randall. So he's got to try and make a move here to try and fight his way forward and maybe exit pit lane ahead of Shane to be inside of the top 15. That's the battle on hand for Scott Mackenzie in pit lane. And that's the battle on hand that we so love to sink our teeth into when it comes down to...
Fisher and Heddersheed just swapping places there for a second too. So there's a battle going on there.
There is. So not only do we love the on-track battles, the strategy battles are so tasty as well. And seeing 2 different strategies come together, of 2 different drivers coming together, Good example of that, this one right here, Fisher and Hedersheed. They took the two opposite ends of the spectrum in terms of strategy. Hedersheed took the track position strategy. Fisher took the long fuel stop strategy in the first stint. And they've both
look
come
behind
together.
Damon as well, Mulford.
Yep, Mulford. So he's
So
actually
they're having a
ended up
great
worse.
little battle.
Yeah.
And they got Mulford got past Damon, and then
He didn't get his needed 3 seconds. He needed 3 seconds to stay ahead. So Mackenzie's in now. So let's watch how this strategy's worked out for Mackenzie, because you recall he wanted to try and undercut Randall to get inside of the top 15. Currently, he is projected to be behind Randall after the pit stop. So we'll watch this timing tower closely and how that turns out. But this is just a really good example, as I said, of how two completely different strategies can come together. We've already had one of which in Hedersheed and Fisher, both their strategies coming together. It's so fun to play with strategies, Brett. I love it.
Oh.
Absolutely love it. So Randall down the main
Hamish.
straight now. So here comes Randall, past pit lane exit. Where's Mackenzie? He's right there.
There he is.
So he's at. So Randall stayed ahead.
Randall's going to just have him. Yeah.
He has. So look at that. And again, two different strategies come out at the end of the pit stops, and they've both remained where they were prior to the first stop. Don't you love to see it, Brett?
Fantastic stuff.
It's so
Absolutely
good.
fantastic.
So good. And even better than that is when two strategies still come together, but the other driver who tried to undercut makes the overtake through the pit stop strategies as well. That's another
Just have a
form
look
of
at
racing I'd love to
Hedersheed and
see.
Damon.
Oh my God, look at that train! Oh my God, that was Houghton.
Was that Houghton?
That's Houghton,
Yeah.
who's just gone round. So this here is really starting to intensify now. 15, it is, 13 or 12 and a half laps to go. And this train is massive.
We're in for a cracker.
We are in for an absolute cracker.
Damon's got past Hedersheed. So he's displaced Hedersheed. And Tim Mulford's on the back of Hedersheed now. Crosby, Burns, Clifton, Allen. What an angry pack this is in this stage of this race. Damon running wide there.
Oh.
Wow. How far out has he gone out there?
Remembering as well, Damon pitted on lap 28. Hedersheed has the oldest tyres of this immediate pack. Clifton's on the same tyre strategy as him, so that will hurt him eventually. 12 to go.
So Mulford really needs to try and displace Hedersheed. You know, otherwise he might find that he's going to be held up by him. Wonder if he attacks as hard as he did with Damon.
Oh, I wonder.
If he sees the opportunity.
Well, he knows there's only 12 laps to go. Now it's now or never.
Yeah.
He can't back out.
We're in the do or die period, aren't we, really?
I mean, it seems that he's getting ready to go for it here, Brett. It really does.
Yeah. Was that Damon sideways out of that corner there?
Oh, it looked like it. It looks like it.
Geez, keep that car under control there, Damon. Because you're just going to burn those tyres up.
Oh, here comes Clifton on Burns. Up the inside. That's a great move from Mick.
Move.
Can they hold on to it? No, oh, they're banging doors.
He's tucked him into the door.
They're banging doors. That slowed Clifton down a bit. Burns is trying to get this car back past him, but Clifton's hung it round the outside. But Burns has come back through. Here comes Ron Allen. He wants the inside move now. What a battle. And it's all for P11 on the road.
What a fantastic battle this is.
It is. Oh, look at that. Clifton forcing Allen right to the inside. Allen knew he had to back out of it. He was never going to make the corner running it that tight.
Smart move.
Great racing. Fantastic stuff. Fisher continues to battle away at the front of this field. He's wrestling his own car as Hedersheed withstands the pressure from Mulford. Crosby in behind. You have a feeling, though, Brett, the way they're battling is tonight the night that we finally see a safety car this season. Because you feel that the pressure's been building in the first three rounds, and it's getting more and more intense.
Lap of the race.
What a lap, though, from Blanchard. 149.27.
Now that interfield. So Jones still hasn't pitted. He's still got to do another pits out in front of the mark. 14 seconds.
He took the longest stop of anyone. 46.16 seconds, which, if I do the very quick maths,
incorrected. Jim Caperonis is about 10 seconds in front of Kiddis at the moment. Then Simon Haynes in third spot, 7 seconds behind Kiddis.
So Jones is playing the bold strategy, Brett, of, I think, only taking one tyre set this race.
Yeah, right, okay.
He's taken 106 litres on his first stop.
Wow.
They only needed 110-ish to get home.
So he's going to take a splash.
Sorry, Matt Scholes is off the road.
Whee!
And he's parked up. That car is parked up. And there's no engine. He's blown it.
No, not running.
He has blown that
dead
engine.
in the water.
And that's in a very dangerous position just off the exit of turn 1. That is a very, very dangerous position for Matt Scholes.
This is going to lighten the wick on this race.
Yes,
if the
it
safety
will.
car comes out, this is going to be on for young and old.
Oh, it really will. It really, really will. So if you're Michael Jones, you've got to come in now. And it is, for the first time this season, the Racecraft Simulations safety car has been called. So if you're Jones, you've got to come straight into pit lane, get that fuel on board, and get that car back out there.
He's interesting stuff.
He's going to be on incredibly old tyres, Brett. So this thing's going to have no grip whatsoever. And the safety car, actually the safety car's probably hurt him now. Because he's all of a sudden going to be surrounded by cars with no grip under him. Because he can't take tyres because he'd waste time. If he had left himself 20 litres of fuel, or 23 litres of fuel to be exact,
he would have.
He could have taken tyres. And he's probably just shot himself in the foot just a little bit.
I was just looking at the timing tower before. Simon Haynes' previous lap was a 1:49 something. So he was on a bloody slider going into that second last previous lap. So he's flying. So once the safety car clears, it'll be interesting to see what happens between Kiddis, Caperonis and Haynes.
So
and the rest of the field
any viewers or drivers from last season in Split 3 who may be watching can correct me on this. I welcome it. I think this is actually the first time that race controller Travis Azapoli has called a safety car in at least a season and 3 rounds. Because I don't believe he called one last season in Split 3. So this might be the first time that he's called one at least in season 23. That's a pretty big factor for Travis to have to call it, because that car's in a dangerous spot. Very dangerous spot. I mean, it's just off the exit of turn 1, fast-paced corner. Where's Matty? There he is there.
Oh, not many laps to go either, so this is going to be a sprint to the... it's going to get hectic.
It will. Tony Chapman's just gone off. I mean, Jim could go past him. It wouldn't really matter if he's gone off. There's the safety car, so Chapman will come back past. And Jim will get picked up by the pace car. Chapman's allowed to. He's a lap down. So Caperonis picked up. This now brings Kiddis back into it. But based on the pace we've seen from Jim, I don't think he'll be all too scared of having Alex right behind him again, because Jim has been on absolute fire tonight. Big credit to Alex. He's driven a great race, but Jim's been in a league of his own. It's very similar to Trent Allen at Bathurst only 2 rounds ago.
I think for Kiddis,
he's got to worry about Haynes.
Is going to be the worry.
Yeah,
Haynes is going to be worried because he was on pace.
Yep, Haynes is looking fantastic tonight. He is looking really, really good. Jones,
the outcome,
through that strategy, by the way, P5 now on the race. And actually, he took a 9.67 second stop. He could still take tyres. He might have still taken tyres.
Well, I mean, looked really seriously.
He should have. I mean, it was for free.
Had to have taken tyres.
And it was for free anyway, so you might as well.
Yeah. Otherwise, you're going to be trying to race on a set of sponges, and that's just no good for anybody.
Yeah. Okay. So they think they had one early in Split 3 last season out at Road Atlanta, possibly in Split 3. So.
Oh, there you go. Yep.
Well, okay. Well, at least that was round 2, so over a season since there's been a safety car called from Travis. But it's good to see it out there. You know, I know.
So
that,
what's
I know
going to
that-
happen?
What would the?
So go.
I was going to say.
No,
it's
no,
good,
no,
it's
no,
good
no,
to
I was
see it
just
has
gonna-
been called though. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Because it was in a dangerous.
Oh, for
spot.
sure, for sure. Yes, definitely was. So what I'm saying is, we've got lap 36 of 44 laps. Jim Caperonis has been dominating all night, undoubtedly the fastest guy on the track. Alex Kiddis sitting behind him at the moment. Haynes, Chad Viger, Jones, we assume that has got some fresh tyres.
Yeah.
Blanchard's been quick. Damon's been quick, although a little bit loose here and there, but he's still in 7th, so kudos to him. Hedersheet, a little bit of older tyres, as you were saying before. Mulford's still behind Hedersheet, and then we've got Crosby rounding out the top 10, and there's plenty of other battles going on down the field as well. But this is going to be absolute. Do not take your eyes off the screen. I tell you what, because this is going to be a ripper. This is going to be awesome to watch.
We've got to think about as well who we could nominate tonight as well for driver of the day with only so many laps to go. Right now, my front runners are Haynes and Jones, and I think we could even give a little nod to Damon. I think he's driven very well.
Yeah, I was going to say I was hoping you were going to put him up there because I think he's done really, really well.
And then I think as well we could even give a slight nod to. I'm trying to look throughout the field. Who's kind of done well to get back to where they reasonably should be.
The other one, I mean, Mulford's been nominated, hasn't he? And he's actually.
He hasn't won. He hasn't won it.
Has won.
No.
Because Mulford has done well. Like, he's up 6 spots. Not that gaining positions is a thing, but he's had some pretty good battles out.
I mean, we
See
could even give it to Blanchard. Blanchard's been very consistent tonight.
Yeah.
Same with Chad, in fact. But I think if we were to name 3 drivers within the top 10, then I feel like we're almost going to nominate someone outside the top 10.
Well, where was car 77? Weren't we watching him? Where is he? Jones.
Jones, yeah, that's what I said. He's 5th at the moment.
Yeah.
He's within top 8. So I think at the moment my front runners right now are Simon, Michael, Damon, and then I would even say maybe Mackenzie actually. He's done well to get where he is. Or do we maybe say a Crosby or a Ron Allen? Even Paul Burns. He's down 2, but he's driven a very good race to this point.
Yeah.
Time will tell who we select. Maybe we just put 3 forward tonight. Who knows? We picked 2 winners last week. Maybe we just put the 3 forward of Damon, Michael, and Simon, and then we let the chat decide on those ones. I don't know, because it's tough because there's not many others out there that have driven, aside from Jim, obviously. But and then that makes the question: do we use one of our wild cards to just pick Jim because he's been dominant?
Let's see where he finishes the race. I think.
Yeah, we'll see where he ends up.
Because it's been a massive domination by Jim. Dim is a new name for him, Jim. Jim has dominated incredibly well since the start of this race, so there's nothing taking away from him. But, ex-Split 1 driver, been away from the seat, so that's fantastic to put him back up there. Jim's got control of the field at the moment. But it's not totally unexpected. That doesn't take anything away from Jim, but, yeah.
Well, we can maybe hold on to our wild card for a future round. Who knows? We've already used one of them. We used it for Trent Allen at Bathurst.
We've got wets coming up.
Well, the wet race is exempt to the wild card. That's a wild card race in its own right. But
here we go. Kiddis closing the gap. Let's see when Jim's going to go.
Jim's gone. He is gone now. So he went early. Pace car had literally just entered pit lane. And Caperonis has restarted the race. What a great spot to get this thing restarted. That was a fantastic move.
Let's hope everyone gets through that first turn clean. Yeah, look at this. We're going to have a great few laps to close out this race.
we come back up through turn 4, you can see everyone trying to fight their way through. What a great race this has been, though.
Oh, it's been a sensational race. I'm spewing I missed it. But anyway, these things happen. Be back next week.
Houghton just getting
start.
past.
Pulled about 0.6 of a second already on Kiddis.
He has indeed. Houghton's just gotten past his teammate Mick Clifton, so he's on the rise back up the road again. Cars battling away, though, in amongst this field. Heddersheed has got pressure from Mulford, but Caperonis has rocketed away to 0.6 of a second already. Kiddis will hope to go with him. He's got 1 lap fresher tyres, so it's not going to make too much difference in terms of the tyre degradation. Same with Haynes, he put it on lap 28 as well. Viger on 27. Jones would have the freshest of them all. He's doing very, very well for himself. Here's Michael Jones in the 077 car. Probably his best drive of his career in Split 2 to this point, I'd say. Brett, he's been in now for a little over a season, and this has probably been his best race. I'd argue as well, this is one of Haynes' best races. This is when Simon Haynes came into Split 2 a few seasons ago, and John Van Ray was talking about to keep an eye on him. This is the Haynes I expected.
Yeah.
And it's good to see he has finally flowered into what I expected. He's blossomed, is the word I was thinking of there, Brett. He's finally blossomed into the flowered. He's a baker, don't you know? I cracked Brett. I cracked Brett.
Oh, unbelievable.
But Haynes doing really well, and so's his teammate Chris Blanchard. Both of them are doing real well.
Sensational seam up there too, you know. Oh, Mulford just got past Heddersheed. Nice little move there.
Yep. So could the tyres be starting to wear here on Mulford's car? Oh, not Mulford. Heddersheed's car.
No, other way around there.
The other way around.
I got that right.
I should know better. I should know better.
That's stuff I normally say.
I told you I had a nap pre-race. It's fried my brain a little bit.
Rick Viger got past Lovegrove as well. They're side by side by the look of it. There's not much time in there.
They're battling away. Rick could get held out to dry here. Here comes Uren on the inside. Oh, he just doored him out the way. He's like, I'm coming through. So Russell Uren sneaks on by. Oh, Heddersheed's run wide. Heddersheed has run wide at the top of the hill. That's going to drop him bulk spots as they run round turn 12. He's got Paul Burns on his outside. Up towards turn 13 they come. Heddersheed still on the inside there. Burns, they make contact. Oh, big contact there. Multiple drivers having to take evasive action. Oh, and he's been turned. He got dumped by Paul Burns.
Yeah, wow. Interesting to see the
and
penalty sheet on that one.
Oh, well, that there is now promoted Scott Weston and Todd Duggan to fight for a top 15 spot. If Duggan gets this top 15, could he be the 4th name we put forward? He's up in the double digits right now, and he's racing hard for a top 15 finish.
3 drivers just posted their fastest lap of the race, and Damon Fisher's got past Blanchard into 6th spot too, so that's another great move there.
Here comes Duggan on Weston inside of turn 3. Duggan gets through.
Yeah, and he's going to.
What a run from Todd. What a run. Top 15 now for Todd. I think that kind of seals it for us, Brett, if he finishes where he is to go into the pot for nominations. I mean, that's a stellar drive from Todd
12,
Duggan.
Yeah.
12, up 12.
Mark Houghton just getting past Weston.
Yep, so Weston's dropping a bit here. Dropping just a tad as they battle away. But Caperonis now out to over a second over Alex Kiddis.
The challenge didn't come from Haynes like I thought it would. You know, Haynes is still in contact with Kiddis, about 0.7, 0.8 off the back of Kiddis, but I thought I might have seen him a little bit closer there, but obviously Kiddis doing well to hold Haynes out at this stage.
So Blanchard and Mulford continue to battle away. The interesting little stat for you here, Brett. Anyone in the top 7 could win tonight, and we'd still have a 4th different winner this season.
Yeah.
It's only until we get back to Tim Mulford.
Yep.
Until we get to our next race winner this season, and the only race winner this season in the field tonight. Bretton O'Brien, who won on the road at Phillip Island, Steve Brumley, who won it on the timesheets, and Trent Allen not here this evening. So the stats say we should get a fourth different winner, and right now the stats say it's going to be Jim Caperonis with 4 laps to go.
Just looking at those last lap times, Jim Caperonis with a 49.7, Kiddis 49.5, Haynes 49.5, Viger 49.5, Michael Jones a 49.7, and then we get back Damon with a 50.46. So those top 5 drivers are screaming. So they are all, no one's any better than anybody else at this stage. That's very, very tight.
Oh, we've had confirmation who one of our chatters is. It's Ron Allen. YouTube's changed their systems, Ron. It gives everyone their channel handle now instead of their actual name. I think you can reset it in your settings. I'm not sure how. I'll look into it so then I can explain to people how they can fix it up in the future. You're doing well there, Ron. Top 10 at the moment, up 3. Darren's up 7. Mulford up 7 as well. So both those guys have rocketed their way into the 10. Fisher's up 5 into the 10 too. Big losers outside of the 10. Of course, Mick Clifton's down 5 at the moment. Paul Burns down as well outside of the top 10. Mark Houghton as well outside of the 10 too. So there are big losers who have dropped outside of that top 10 battle throughout this race. Hainsey, though, is 0.9 of a second away from Kiddersan. He's got 0.6 back to Chad Viger. And Mulford is all over Chris Blanchard in this battle for P7.
Yeah. Hey, Mulford's been in the battles all night tonight. He's had a tough race.
He's had a very, very tough race.
I've seen someone slide down the timing tower there. Houghton.
He has 2. Oh, he's just dropped out of that little battle. It appears that Taylor and Riali have got past him. Maybe got a bit loose through turn 15, and that's cost him. Again. So I think Brett may have actually redressed there. I think they might have had it coming together. Okay. They're saying on the incidents they both went off track, so I think they both had maybe a little cuddle through turn 15.
Bit of a whoopsie.
Yeah, a bit of a whoopsie daisy. Can't be doing that.
This is bringing Crosby into this as well, because Damon has pulled about half a second on these other guys in half a lap. So these guys battling has really sort of slowed their lap up. So that's going to bring Crosby into it, and Allen's not far away either.
No, he's really starting to chase them down.
Rick Byers just getting past Lovegrove.
Oh, Damon. Oh, he just had a big blink then. He's back, though. The internet demon's going to return for Tim.
That's just got to destroy. It's just got to destroy you, doesn't it?
Oh yeah.
Like if your internet takes. I mean, look, if you have something happen during a race and it takes you out, okay, you deal with it. But I tell you now, I hate PC issues, internet issues, things like that taking you out of a race.
Oh yeah,
that's just hard.
It's no fault of your own. No, having a hardware issue or a software issue. I mean, it's like real racing, isn't it? You feel the same heartbreak because it's out of your control.
Yeah. Tell you what, Chad's really starting to reel into Haynes. So Haynes doesn't have as much in the bag as what we thought he had.
Or maybe he's just conserving a little bit right now.
Maybe. Well, unless he's slightly short on fuel. But Kiddis just doing a 49.9. Jim doing a 50.26.
Well, he's got 2 laps and about 1.1 seconds. I don't know if he's going to be able to catch him and pass him, because the way that Jim's been driving tonight, he looks like a man who's unstoppable right now.
Yeah, definitely.
You could put, nearly anyone in this field behind him, even those who aren't here, and he would look unbeatable. Like, he is driving out of his skin.
Yeah. You probably put half the top split one in there too, and he, I don't know.
I mean, I think you could put...
Chad Viger's closing up on Haynes.
He is. He's right on him. The point I was about to make is you could probably put the top 3 of last season against Jim tonight in Halil Cesar, Brad Doble, and Robert Crisdale, and they'd have a tough time racing him.
Oh, that'd have a great battle.
Oh, yeah. It'd be fantastic. So Viger is really starting to close up now on Simon Haynes. Could this be a battle and a change for P3 on the road? What this will mean
Pretty smell a
tonight
bit of blood in
is,
the water.
after all of tonight's antics, although we will be counting a drop round next week, it'll be interesting where Matt Scholes stacks up in comparison to Alex Kiddis in the championship battle. Of course, Scholes came into tonight as the championship leader. Kiddis was inside of the top 4. It'll be interesting where Mulford ends up, and where the likes of Craig Friend and Brent O'Brien end up as well, who are not on circuit tonight. There'll be a little bit of maths to happen, and I'll need to confirm with a couple of people if we're counting penalty points in drop rounds or not, because that will determine if I count them on the stats. White flag is out, so it's 1 to go for Jim Caparonis here at Portimao. One more lap for Jim.
Jim 2/10 faster that last lap,
Yep,
so
he
he's
built a bit of gap.
maintained that gap beautifully. Now Haynes just half a second off Viger. Sorry, other way around. Viger's half a second off Haynes. So closing up. Oh, Kiddis.
Yeah, Kiddis is starting to close up on Jim as well.
Closed. Yeah, wow.
Half a
Close big
second
time
is
there.
now the gap. We know how close Jim played the fuel game to the end of his first stint, as he played the game of close fuel to the end of this race as well. You think he wouldn't have to
Wow.
with the safety car, but is he maybe just trying to conserve a little bit and give false hope to Alex Kiddis possibly?
Oh, yeah, well, he's only got about half a lap to go.
Yep. Down through turn 9 they come, up to Portimao corner at 10 and 11. Reale's just gone off the road, but we've got to keep an eye on this front pack for now.
Wonder what his fuel saving.
I don't know. Around 11 he comes. He
He's
shouldn't
back out
need.
to
He
0.8.
shouldn't. Yeah, he shouldn't
No.
need to with the safety car. He should be fine. Up to the dreaded
Back out
turn
to 0.8.
14. He makes it stick down towards Sangresh at 14 as well. And one corner left for Jim Caparonis. Dominance personified tonight. Led the most laps, took the lead at lap 1, turn 1. It has been only a matter of 6 months, but 9 months, but Jim Caparonis is back on the top step in Portugal as he takes his second split 2 win in history. Kiddis comes home in P2. Haynes outlasted 0.2 of a second to beat out Chad Viger to the podium. Jones inside the 5. Fisher, Blanchard, Mulford, Crosby and Allen make up the top 10. Clifton, Burns, McKenzie, Randall and Duggan inside of the top 15. What a race.
What a fantastic race, and what a clinic Jim has put on for these guys tonight. That was absolutely sensational. I thought things might have got a bit wild there after the safety car, but no, things, there was a couple little battles there, but that is absolutely dominant from Jim Caparonis. He must be absolutely pumped with his effort tonight and feel like he's back in the saddle, as you said before.
So I need to confirm, are we going to use the wild card on Jim or no?
Why do you put me under this pressure, Hamish?
Oh, because you love a pressure cooker, Brett.
Why not? Put the wild card on Jim. I think
Okay.
that was an absolutely outstanding race tonight. Like started
do
in P2.
Do we want to use the wild card just to give it to him, or do we want to use it to put him up for nomination?
I reckon put him up for nomination.
Okay.
Let's see what the fans think.
I think he's going to win regardless, but we'll see.
We'll see. We can't give 2 people 2 weeks in a row.
No,
the
that's
driver
right.
of the day.
That's right. Driver of the day nominations now in the chat: Simon Haynes, Michael Jones, Jim Caparonis, and Todd Duggan. Get your votes in. Only 1 vote per customer. Thank you very much. And we'll let you guys vote whilst we run through the race highlights here this evening. It all started lap 1 out on the green flag running. And it got us underway for a wild start to this race. And it all started really down at turn 1 when Mr. Caparonis got a rocket start and made the move early to get this car into the race lead.
Yeah, what a fantastic move. And straight away just started putting distance between himself and Kiddis.
Oh yeah, I mean, did it to
Fast,
almost absolute perfection. It also saw Russell Uren get knocked off track. That was why he dropped down the order so far
That's all
as
good.
well. Brett Taylor also ending up off as well after contact with Todd Duggan.
Oh.
So he ended up off the
Bit
road.
of booty rearrangement.
Yep, Derek Lovegrove as well. Got a bit of a love tap from Tony Chapman down at turn 3. We also saw Ben Brook. This was how he ended up off in the sand. So he came down the inside of Stephen Clark, and then he just got turned.
Clarkey unfortunately hasn't had a really good run so far in split 2.
No, this was how Scholes was spun round. You remember him? This was with Mulford.
Yeah.
Off the exit of turn 5. So probably not enough room left by Scholes.
Yeah.
And Mulford has nowhere to go. So that's how he's ended up off there. Ben Brook as well. At this moment, a bit further on in the race.
Love seeing these highlights too at the end of the race. It's just really, really good to see. Here we go.
A bit of a wide berth. This was the Stephen Clark and Scott Weston moment that we missed. This is what actually ended Clark's race because he got a drive through and then I think decided to call it quits for the night. Just dived in a little bit too far back. And that spun Weston around. So up there was a big one. Let's try and find the next one for us. Let's scroll a bit far. This is Clark ending up off track again as well. Oh, you see that wild snap oversteer.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow. The car, and just probably not the best night for him in the end, unfortunately, for Stephen.
Well, that's a frustration flick in reverse, that one, I'll tell you that right now. Look at that big.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, tyres lit. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we had Mark Houghton as well. Caught up. This was a great battle pack, though, and a great battle, but you just saw he just came in too hot. Lost the rear end, and around she went.
Snap oversteer.
We also then had Matt Scholes. This was what ended the night for him. And the car's just gone kaput as he's come through. I think he's actually money shifted into turn 1.
Yeah, and that's one of my favourite tricks.
And that's what's brought out the safety car. And then we've got to look at, where is it here? There we go. So this is when the safety car came into pit lane. This restart from Jim was incredible.
Money.
Absolutely incredible. So safety car has literally just entered pit lane and boom, foot down.
This was there.
He was there.
This was there, but he just Jim got the jump. And look, I mean, to be quite honest, the way Jim was driving tonight, I don't think Kiddis had anything to bring to Jim.
And that was all hell to play for with Paul Burns and Simon Hedersheed, and it was actually Houghton that hooked him.
Oh, that's awkward.
And set him off track.
Yeah,
and then this was how Brett Taylor and Mark Houghton ended up off the road. You see there a bit of contact with Weston and still just a bit messy between them. So
yeah,
that was a problem for those guys. But a good race nonetheless, and it's a race win for Jim Caparonis. In the booth, though, waiting to come and have a quick chat to us, we have our P3 on the road tonight in Simon Haynes. It was absolutely incredible to see from him. In fact, I'm looking out there. We've had a double vote. Are we going to count the double vote? I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah, actually, no, it's fine. It's actually been... Oh no! It's actually been. It's been.
Has it been mitigated?
I think so. I need Sly Kiwi to re-vote between Haynes and Michael Jones. He needs to pick one. Whilst he does that, we'll have a quick chat to Mr. Haynes himself. Simon, great job tonight. P3 on the road. A fantastic effort from you, and another podium to your name as well. Probably one of your best drivers we've seen from you. That was a really, really great effort.
Yeah, cheers. That was a very hard-fought night. But yeah, a lot of fun. A lot of strategy sort of played into it, and just a lot of luck staying out of trouble and out of other people's way. Just worked out well.
Well, I mean,
absolutely
drove incredible,
Hamish.
didn't he, Brett? I mean,
yeah. Oh, look, I was about to say stellar drive from you, Simon. I think that's one of the best races I've seen you drive very, very smartly. I think Hamish and I talked about earlier. Some of the earlier days. I mean, you've always been fast, but you probably just were a bit fast and loose. And I see a much more mature driver placing his car where he needs to put it and driving very, very well.
Yeah, cheers. Yeah, probably just a bit of getting used to split 2 now as well, like the way everyone drives in that as well. But yeah, just trying to run my own sort of strategy. And I think tonight letting a few guys go at the right time sort of helped me instead of battling. But yeah, definitely trying to be smarter about it definitely helps.
And that's a decision you have to make while you're racing too, isn't it? As we alluded to earlier on in the season, you've got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them. And that definitely plays. Sometimes it's a bit hard to comprehend, but it's definitely a strategy play that you need to put into your repertoire of things you can do.
Yeah, 100%. I think there's probably 2 guys tonight that I sort of let through. I didn't feel like I had the 1 lap pace or anything over anyone tonight. I just sort of had the consistency, I think, over the whole night, and got a good start off the start line, and yeah, everything sort of just really worked out well and fell into place on its own. Just one of those nights that not many people probably have, where everything works out.
Now, Simon, you played a really good strategy tonight, pulled out the long pit stop early, gave up some track position, stayed within the top 10 though, and were able to battle your way obviously up to P3. Next week out at Belle Isle, A, you feeling confident going into that race? B, bit of a special strategy coming the way, obviously 1 tyre change available next week, as well as 95% tank capacity as well.
Yeah.
How are you feeling going into that with the different... Oh, 85, that's right, yeah, 85%.
85, yeah. Disappointingly, in one way, I won't be racing next week, but
Oh no!
good thing for another way is I'll be away on a family trip, so I'll miss next week, sadly. But I do like Belle Isle. Like, it's the closest thing for me that we've got for like an Adelaide-style track at the moment. But yeah, I'll be back the round after for Sandown. So
we look forward to seeing you back for that one.
Yep.
The votes have stopped in the chat. I'm just going to classify Sly Kiwi as the differential here because it was tied between you and Jim for the driver of the day. So we're going to hold on to our wild card of giving it to a race winner. And tonight, you are our driver of the day. So congratulations.
Awesome. Thanks, everyone.
Sensational.
So fantastic from yourself, Simon. Enjoy the trip away. Thank you so much for coming and have a chat to us as well. Let us know anyone you want to give a shout out to. For myself and Brett, congrats on the P3 and congrats on a stellar night on the track as well.
Yeah, cheers. Yeah, pretty much just, the new team, WKMP, and all the associated sponsors, LGC Images, and I'm still learning the rest. But yeah, no, a lot of support from them, which has been great. Still getting some support from the ex-Quantum boys, which has been really good. But yeah, and then just everyone in general, it's been good, clean racing lately. It's been good fun and really enjoying it. So thanks for everyone, and thanks for you guys for broadcasting.
Thank you so much. Simon Haynes, P3 on the road this evening. We look back to seeing him back on circuit in a few weeks' time. Thank you so much to Simon. Brett, that'll bring an end to our racing here this evening. Oh, it's like he was a little bit behind. He's changed his vote to Haynes. That's fine. That fixed it up for us. So our wild card remains still, so it doesn't really matter. It remains still. Next week, we head out to the Motor City and we head out to Concrete Jungle territory as we head out to Belle Isle Park in Detroit, Michigan, a track which is renowned for massive incidents, massive amount of safety cars as well, 200 Ks, 53 laps. It's going to be intense next week when we head out to the now defunct Detroit circuit that is no longer in existence.
If you like concrete and you like cyclone fencing, this is the place for you.
I love it. I love it. I love Belle Isle. As Simon said, it's the closest thing we've got to Adelaide at the moment until we get Adelaide on the service. It's one of the reasons why in a Porsche Cup League we run it as the last race in place of Adelaide until we get it, because it is so close to it. But it's a great circuit. It's great to drive. It's great to watch. Anything can happen next week. We've had 4 different race winners to this point of the season now. We could get a 5th next week when we go racing out of Belle Isle. And it's anyone's game when we hit the streets of Detroit. So you guys don't want to miss any of that action. If you're watching over on the Infinity Broadcasting side.
Sorry, Hamish. I'm looking forward to seeing the championship points laid out next week for us, because that's going to tell a bit of a story. And it's going to be exciting to see.
It will.
And I love this how we're getting some, again, some different drivers winning each week. Who knows if it's going to continue? Who's going to be the first double up?
Yep.
We talk about that quite often. This season's building up again.
It is.
That was a fantastic race. Great to see Jim take it out with the form that he just showed and displayed to everybody there. That Jim's back and he's going to be punching high. So everyone look out. So I'm excited for the rest of this season now. I mean, I was before, but even more now.
So am I. It's going to be an incredible season still to come our way. We've got a lot of races to come throughout this season still. In a few weeks' time, we head out to Sandown once again. I know for my team, we're running the retros again for Sandown because some of our drivers didn't get to run them. So, you know, any teams out there, put the retros on again. You know, I think it's a great track to run your retros again. Obviously, we already ran them at Bathurst. I hold the place in my heart that I think it deserves to be. You know, even if it's not an official retro round, show them off again as we're back in Australia. Just claim it's the same car you ran at Bathurst, and you have separate cars across each continent. I don't know.
And there was some fantastic paints done too.
There was.
You know, it was great to see them, you know, displayed again. Anyway.
Yep, indeed. So we'll be back next week though with Balin for round 5 of the fabulous season 25 of the Racekraft Simulations V8 Veterans with a split 2 action. If you're watching over on the Infinity Broadcasting channel, next up on your docket this weekend, Monday night, 7:50 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, the VRS Porsche Cup Series returns once again as we go racing out at Circuit de Gilles Villeneuve for our next rush round of the season. Myself and Brenton O'Brien will be in the booth for that one. Later in the week, we'll be back with more IRWC Rodknock Cup action as well as we go racing at Sonoma for our next road course race of the season as well. So be sure to, you know, subscribe and like and hit the bell icon over on that channel so you're notified whenever those races go live. Over on the vet side, if you're watching over here, hit the like button, subscribe to the bell icon too, so you're notified whenever we go racing with the Split 2, Split 3 and Split 4 action from the veterans. Go and support SimSpeed TV and watch live 8:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time on Thursday nights to see the Split 1 action live on the piece with Brock and David in the booth for that one. I've been Hamish Munro with
And I'm Brett Fisher.
Yeah, big tongue twister for me. I've been Hamish Munro with Brett Fisher once again. Thank you guys so much for watching with us. Big shout out to all the series sponsors: Racecraft Simulations, Logitech G, Parramatta Isuzu Ute, Player One Sim Gear, Nova Sim Sports, Südspeed Gloves, LGC Images, and M1 Used Cars with the Driver of the Day award. Tonight it went the way of Simon Haynes. Next week it could go to you. But until next time, thank you so much for joining us once again. Stay safe, drive hard, and as always, bye for now.
Screaming, tires bleeding, virtual cubes, the motor's breathing, engine thunder from down under, piston fire, turn asunder, put your name in lights. Oh, with the vets tonight, it's a 1,000 decibel super carbide, burn this track to the ground with V8 sound. But the racing's real. Pedal down every pass you feel. Step right up and place your bets. This is us, the V8 Vets. Put your name in lights. Put your name in lights with the vets tonight. It's a 1,000 decibel super carbide. Burn this track to the ground with V8 sound. Put your name. It's a 1,000 decibel super carbide. Burn this track to the ground with V8 sound. Burn this track to the ground. Come on now, put your name in lights.
The Racing Series is a new milestone in Logitech G.
All the great old wheels, the G29, the G920, the G923, they all have their own unique way of connecting to each other, but there's no room for expansion with those products.
So the question arose was, you know, what if we were to give the opportunity for the racer to switch out from a drifting wheel to a GT rim?
With the wheel hubs that we've created, that's got a very specific button set, but you can replace any of the steering wheels.
And the real lovely aspect to this was we could give the user, driver and the racer the opportunity to experience different genres of race.
That allows drivers to craft high quality, customized setups that resonate with your individual racing style.
When we start with the design, we always start sketching. Very often, once we've got sketches, we start discussing with engineering.
We had 3 rounds of engineering testing or user testing where we invited in users from sim racing, and every single round of feedback we refine, the product based on what they tell us.
In the sim racing lab, again, we're going to use data to really analyze what a driver needs. We've used everything from eye tracking to the inputs from the pedals, the inputs from the, let's say, input devices, the wheel and the pedals, the shifter. We're taking that and we're compiling it so that we can build different products based on those individuals' needs for all consumers and all drivers.
I don't know of anyone else in the industry that's actually doing this kind of research into their products to see how their products are affecting performance of their users.
We've built the product to make sure that it's as reliable as possible.
So the innovations in engineering that I'd say we're most proud of is the sequential handbrake and shifter toolless changeover. This is now a patented system, so it's really easy for the user to just switch between modes.
If you give people the tools to do what they want, they will.
They will just go off and have fun.
Introducing the Rackraft PT1, custom-built full chassis racing simulator. The design project, codenamed The Cage, an 80/40 extrusion chassis sitting on top of a Sigma Integrale DK2 Plus 4-point full motion actuator system. No compromises in the cockpit of the PT1 simulator. To maximize the experience, we start with the 49-inch ultra-wide monitor for the greatest field of view in a small footprint of the simulator, down to the SimuCube wheelbase that's tucked up and behind the monitors with SimCore extensions to get things out of the driving area. Everything is connected to a Cube Controls GTX steering wheel with the built-in dash and all the extra button functions available at your fingertips. Driving through the Raceworks S1 pedals, the potentiometer throttle and the 2 hydraulic pedals for brake and clutch ensures you maximize the feel underfoot, and seating yourself into an OMP HTER bucket racing seat with OMP belts connected to a G-belt tensioner to provide that extra feeling and the heightened experience while you're driving. Additional interfaces and accessories in the PT1, we have twin butt kickers, one on either side of the OMP seat, as well as a Jinx sequential shifter, the SimPush Race Logic timer to the left-hand side, a Racecraft built-in WinSim kit with Philips Hue lighting and a built-in soundbar, plus the OMP side net to finish off the experience in the PT1. The Racecraft PT1, build number 1, the ultimate in sim racing experience, combining the best products in the market with the passionate, no-compromise approach that goes beyond racing simulation. Yeah, we worked here.